Welcome everybody. I've got a brand new house cleaning video for you. I was going to get cross at Alyssa for not putting her dirty laundry in the laundry basket, but baby cat was asleep in there. So that's why it wasn't in there. I forgave her for that. It's a good job I didn't get cross and start shouting. Although to be fair, she wasn't here that day. She was at work. So even if I had got cross and started shouting, she wouldn't have been here to hear me shout. I try not to shout at my kids. Well, I say kids, they're adults really. And to be fair, I do shout at them quite a lot. But they shout at me too. So, fair's fair. I am the adult though. I should lead by example, should I not? I don't know. I guess we've all shouted at our kids at some point in time. Although, I'm now finding, after I struggled raising the kids and, all those normal struggles that you go through trying to raise your children, I'm now seeing this whole new gentle parenting thing going on. And I'm thinking, I love this. I wish I could parent that way. And then I realise actually my kids are grown and what was done has been done. And I can't really go back and gentle parent. But I am trying now to replicate the gentle parenting type role model. That's the word I'm after. So before I, go off the deep end shouting and getting all angry, I tend to sort of try and think, hang on a moment, hang on. Does it always work? No. Do I still lose my temper? Absolutely. At the kids though, not so much. Dell, poor Dell, oh bless him. I do lose my temper with Dell quite a lot of the time. Well, actually not a lot of the time. I'm making it sound like I was some big bad ogre that just sort of yells at people all day, every day. I'm not like that. But with Dell, he does things that annoy me and I tend to get quite cross at him quite quickly. Like I say, not a lot, but sometimes, yeah, I guess. But then, we've been together many, many years and it's normal for married couples to have arguments and get cross with each other. We didn't get cross with each other as much, actually. We never used to get cross at all at each other. And then as we sort of moved into the world of parenting and adulting and, being grown-ups, you kind of get more and more argumentative. And you know what? I'm at that age where I'm getting older and I'm getting crankier and my hormones are all over the shop. It's not always my fault. And sometimes you're just hangry and you just need something to eat. So, yeah, I find as you get older, you do get a little bit more cranky. I don't know if that's the same for everybody, but hey, it is something I'm very mindful of. It is something I'm working on. There's lots of things I'm working on. I feel like in the last year alone, I've really grown as a person. And is there still a hell of a long way to go? You want to believe it. You want to believe it. There is so far for me to go to become the sort of person I want to be. But I'm quite a distance away from the person I used to be, which is a good thing. I've actually now made the decision to return to a job I used to do, a job I loved. I loved so much. There were reasons for me leaving that I'm not going to go into on the channel because they involve other people and I don't really want to, I don't really want to go into their stories, but suffice to say, I did leave there and I always regretted it. I wished I could have stayed. And now it's come to a point where I am able to return and I am so happy and so grateful that I get to go back there. So I will be back cleaning caravans. I'll be back working with Alyssa, which is amazing. It also means I get to go back to the gym as well, where I was working before. From my house to the gym, it's 6 miles in one direction. So if you imagine my house in the middle of a line, it was 6 miles from my house off to the right of the line, off in that direction. And it was 12 miles from my house in the opposite direction to work. So I would have had to wake up so early, drive 6 miles one direction, do a workout, drive 6 miles back just to get home again, then drive 12 miles to work, do my shift and then drive 12 miles home again. Now, That's 12 plus 12 is 24. 6 plus 6 is 12. That's 36 miles a day in travelling to and from. And those routes could be heavy with traffic and that sort of thing. So even though, 36 miles, I mean, to me it sounds a lot. I don't know if it is actually a lot. I wasn't going to be doing that. I'm a lazy creature. I like things nice and easy. But where I am now, I literally have to go past the gym to get to work. So I can leave earlier and go to the gym before I go to work, which is what me and Alyssa used to do when we worked there, or when I worked there the first time round. It works perfectly. It's amazing. And I can also drop Craig at college. So what will happen is I can get up in the morning, have breakfast. I can drive past the college, drop Craig, drive to the gym, do my workout, get ready for work and drive to work, do my shift, drive home in time for dinner. I won't be cooking dinner. Del cooks dinner. But I should be home in time to edit videos, do cleaning, do lives, do anything that needs doing. Then I'll go pick Del up from work at like 6:30, 6 o'clock, whenever he finishes, come home, and then Del can cook dinner and we can have a late dinner. That is the only problem with him working at the school, is we have to have a late dinner because I can't cook. I'm a nightmare. I'm terrible at cooking. But hey, we are trying. There is plans. Don't worry. I know there's a lot of you out there that are looking for more cooking videos. So there is plans for more cooking videos. We do have them in the works. Unfortunately, I hate cooking that much because I'm that bad at it that I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I hate cooking. I can't cook. There is no want or need for me to cook. Quite frankly, I would just rather go to the shop, buy something ready-made and just eat that. Because I can't do it. But even then, I have this weird thing with food. Like, certain foods I can't eat. Like with sandwiches, those pre-made sandwiches, okay? Ham. Ham specifically has to be a certain type of ham and it has to look a certain way. If it looks anything other than what I will accept, I can't eat it. If it looks like luncheon meat, I am not eating it. If it's that thin sliced sandwich ham, I can't eat it. It has to look a certain way. It has to look specifically like Wiltshire ham. But it has to have a certain pinkiness to it. And it can't have any different variants in the colour to it. So it's very hard to find ham sandwich I'll eat. Egg, I can't eat in case there's eggshell in it. Tuna mayonnaise, there could be bones in it. What other sandwiches do they do? Cheese ploughman's, that's got lettuce in it and tomato in it, which could make the bread soggy. Same for a BLT. There's loads of reasons why some of the sandwiches I can't eat, and it's really hard to find a pre-made sandwich that I can eat. Same with those pasta pots. There's a bone risk, or they put pepper in it, which is spice, and I hate spice. I detest spice. It's horrible stuff. So I can't eat some of those. There's so much stuff that I look at and I think, oh, I love that. That would be so nice. And then I realise I can't eat it because it's got something about it that I can't eat. I used to they do these OMG duckless duck wraps. I think they're soybean duck. So they're like vegan duck. And with hoisin sauce in a wrap. Oh, it was elite. These things were amazing. I was buying one of these a day. I finally found something I could eat. And I was buying one of these a day to eat while I was at work. And then one day I got one. And it had, I think it was some lettuce or rocket. Some sort of green leafy thing in it. And it had made the wrap soggy in one particular bit. And I didn't realise the wrap had got soggy. And I bit into it. And the soggy wrap touched my mouth. And I freaked. That was it. I couldn't eat. So now I look at my hoisin duck wrap. And I remember the days fondly when my duckless duck wrap was absolutely the best thing I'd ever eaten. And now I'm sad because I can't eat it again. But I'll find something else. I'll find the next best thing. At the moment, I'm on those. Do you remember flying saucers? Kids of the 80s, well, kids born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, you'll remember flying saucers. Little rice paper like discs filled with like a sherbet. Those are my go-to food at the moment. I can literally eat bags of them, buckets of them at a time. It used to be Maowan pinballs. I could eat them by the bucket load. Now it's the sherbet sweeties. But this is the thing. I get caught on foods. And then all of a sudden I'll have a bad experience. Like I'll smell a bad smell while I'm eating that particular food. And then I'll be off of it. Or it literally just loses its appeal. It just, something like, literally one day I'll be eating it and then the next day I'll get some more and it's gone. That little magic spark of yumminess has gone and I'm sad. And then I have to find a new obsessive food that I'll just eat over and over and over and over again. At one point, my obsessive food was marshmallows. Now, marshmallows, you think that's not too bad. Yeah. Have you ever tried eating an entire bag of marshmallows in one sitting? They swell in your stomach. Oh, I didn't know that. And obviously, if you're eating like one or two, or, a few, it's not a massive problem. I was eating a silly amount of marshmallows in one sitting because the thing with me is I have no switch off option. I'm either going or... Well, actually, that's a lie. I have an off switch. But I'm either going or I'm not going. It's all or nothing. So I can't buy a bag of marshmallows or multiple bags of marshmallows and not eat them all. If I was to buy, 7 packs of sweets, right? And have them planned to last me the whole week. They wouldn't. They wouldn't last me one day. They probably wouldn't even last me like one morning. There just is no off switch there. It's all or nothing. So yeah, I can't buy multi-packs of anything because I'll eat my way through the lot. It kind of has dawned on me that I have an issue with food and it is probably time to get it sorted. So something I am thinking about getting seen to in the next, I don't know when I can get round to it. It'll happen, just not yet. That's one of the things that I have noticed since doing these videos and starting this channel. I have noticed that there's many, many, many things that make a person who they are. And there's many, many, many things about me I'd like to change. Not because there's something wrong with me or I'm bad or other people expect me to change. People think, oh dear, this, or you shouldn't be that way. For the most part, obviously sometimes I'm only human, sometimes it does affect me, but for the most part, I really don't give a whether you like me, you don't like me, you think I'm doing something right or you think I'm doing something wrong. I love it when people like what I'm doing. Of course I do, I like it when people are pleased with what I'm doing and I like it when people pay me compliments. But if people don't like me, that's fine. But I have noticed for myself that I don't like some of the things I do. And every time I pick up one little thread of things I don't like, it kind of seems to unravel a whole ball of yarn of other things I don't like. So while I'm aware the problems are there, like I've pulled at the little thread and it's pulling at this great big ball of yarn and I can see those are the problems that need dealing with. At the end of the day, you got to deal with each problem as it comes across. So, yep, I know I've got issues with food. I know I'm probably maybe even like addicted to food. I don't know. Food seems to be this constant noise in my brain. I'm always thinking about it. When I'm eating, I'm thinking about the next thing I can eat, the last thing I ate. I think about why I can't eat certain food. It literally rules my life and it's driving me insane. And it is one of those things that I do need to get fixed sooner rather than later because I really, no matter how much I go to the gym, I don't think I'm going to lose any weight when I come out of the gym and the first thing I think about is, ooh, fast food. And there's many fast food, well, I say many, there's a couple of fast food restaurants around where the gym is too. So I will come out of the gym, I will be hungry and I will go straight to the fast food restaurant. Sometimes you can fight the urge, and sometimes you just have to cave in and have one of their nice little breakfast wraps that they have on offer. So, it's one of the things I know I need to get fixed. But, one molehill at a time, please. One of the molehills I did fix was this toothbrush thing. For some reason, with 4 people in the family, we have 6 toothbrushes and 4 different types of toothpaste. Go figure. I don't really know if that's a molehill, but kind of saw that happening on the video and thought, yeah, that reminds me. We collect toothbrushes. We're that crazy in this house. We collect toothbrushes. No, we don't throw the old one away. No, just leave it on the side. Someone else can throw it away later. I only actually found out recently that apparently Alyssa likes to change her toothbrush quite regularly. Now, I know you're supposed to change them every 3 months or 6 months, whatever it is. But Alyssa likes to change her toothbrush a lot more than that. I didn't even know. So the extra spare toothbrushes on the side were Alyssa's old toothbrushes. So yes, I checked with her which one she wanted throwing away, and I threw them away. Bin's literally next to the sink, but clearly that was a bit too complicated for her. Now, I have an update for you. On those of you that saw in the last video, I was using a new limescale remover for the toilet. I went for one of the cheapest options they had in Asda for their limescale remover toilet cleaner. They have their cheap one, and then they have their own brand one. So we went for their own brand one. Now, if you have limescale in your toilet, this ain't going to clear it. If you're using it sort of daily or every other day, whatever, to try and keep on top of the limescale, it works just fine. It's pretty good stuff. It keeps your toilet smelling, well, of nothing really. I mean, it's very meh. It does its job. If you're using it every other day or once a week, you're using it regularly, it'll keep the limescale down. Other than that, there's nothing really to say about it. It is quite thin, so you do get through a lot of it quite quickly. And like I say, if you have got the thicker limescale in your toilet, like you've not done it for a while, I would personally go for the Harpic in the black bottle. So much better. Always my go-to if the limescale's built up quite a bit. So yeah, just thought I'd give you a quick update on the cheap toilet cleaner. Now, have some more updates for you too on the runnings of this house. Yeah? Look, I here with the memory and giving the updates. Okay, so for those of you that have been around quite a while, you'll remember that back in sort of October last year, we had a new heating system installed. And we have gone through a lot, let's say, to have this heating system installed. Now, we're currently, as we're filming this video, in the 4th month. So that's January, February, March, April. Yep, April. And it was put in October. So that's October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So it's 6 months. 6 months after having this heating installed. And yes, I was just sitting there counting through the months on my fingers to work out how many months it had been. That's by the by. Let's leave that. 6 months. And they are still coming out to fix the problems. They're still coming out. There's still issues. There's still things going wrong. I've actually now, I did put a complaint into the company that was so our housing association hired a company to do the works. The company that do the works use another company to actually send out the builders, the front men to do the work. So I sent a complaint to, initially, the bosses of the front men. That didn't go very far. So I sent a complaint to the main company that were basically contracting the guys to come out and do the work. And we got an email back basically saying, oh, thank you, we'll have a word with them. That's not acceptable kind of thing. So that was it. That was all we heard. And now it's still going on. So I finally decided I was going to complain to the Housing Association. Now, the Housing Association have been absolutely brilliant. They've taken the complaint seriously. They're looking into it. They're dealing with it. They came round to the house the other day and actually looked at all the issues. They've tried to sort things out. They really are going above and beyond to try and get all these things rectified. And finally, stop us getting visits from these heating engineers that like to just keep turning up at the house and are stopping my decoration plans. Because as you know, we are planning on redecorating this whole house. I've so far done Alyssa's room, I have done Craig's room, and now I'm waiting to do the hallway. But because these men keep coming out of the house to do stuff, I can't decorate. I can't do a darn thing, because the minute I do, they're just going to wreck it all, putting in new heating system bits, new electric bits, new this, new that, take out the old this, take out the old that, and they're going to wreck it. And they won't pay to replace the damages. So, yeah, I can't do any decorating until they decide to stop playing silly with the house. But hopefully now the Housing Association have got involved, that won't be too long away. And update number 2. My tumble dryer saga, that does continue. So for those of you who have watched previous videos, you'll be up to speed and you'll know what's going on with my tumble dryer. For those of you who don't, pay attention, buckle in, here we go. Okay, so in kind of December, so just after they replaced the new heating system, the plug on my tumble dryer got so hot it melted. There is a video about that on my channel somewhere. I'll try and link it if I remember to do it. If not, do check through my channel. It is on here somewhere. So the plug melted on my tumble dryer. I called out the engineers because it was under warranty and it's got like a solid plug. They had to come out and change that for me. So they came out, they changed it. Brilliant. I paid for the warranty. It was nice and easy. Then it started beeping randomly and it would only run certain cycles, which drove me mad. Then I called them out for that. They came out. They did something. I can't remember what they did, but it was working. You know, it was doing okay. Then it started to trip the RCD. So if you don't know what RCD is, it's kind of like a fuse box breaker type thing. If there's something wrong with your electrics, it will trip the electrics to the entire house or just one area of the house, in this case the kitchen. So it kept doing that. So I called the engineer out again. The engineer came out and he came out with basically like a motherboard, a computer motherboard for the tumble dryer. He turned up with 2 of those and a heater, which was the wrong heater. So he never replaced the heater. And off he toddled. 2 minutes after he was gone, the tumble dryer was tripping the electrics again. So I rang them back. They sent out another engineer. The other engineer came out. He looked at it. He couldn't find anything wrong with it. He changed a filter and a fan in case that was the problem. He ran a quick test. No, nothing wrong with it. Brilliant. Off he went. Again, about 20 minutes after he left, boom, tripped the breaker again. Oh, right, okay. I called them back. Again, they sent out the engineer that came out the first time when the plug melted. Lovely chap, absolutely brilliant, very competent, knew exactly what he was doing. He came out. He went through everything everybody else had done. He'd listened to what we were telling him about what was happening. He tried to run it and he said, everything looks fine. There's nothing wrong with the machine. It's not telling me there's any fault with it. We put in a load of wet clothes because obviously that's how you use a tumble dryer. You put the clothes in wet, dries the clothes, bada bing, bada boom. And we ran the cycle for a little while and it wasn't tripping the electrics. And he's like, well, I don't know what's wrong with it because it's not doing it now. And I was, it's typical, so typical. But the minute you leave, it's going to do it again. So he unplugged the machine and he reconnected it up to his little circuity tester thing. And he was like, that's interesting. What's interesting? What's happening? What is going on? He's like, yeah, now it's reading that there's a fault. And I was like, great. So what is the fault? He's like, I don't know, because when I was running it, when he was testing it the first time, no fault could be found. All of a sudden now the machine has developed a fault. So something's wrong, but he doesn't know what's wrong. So he condemned the machine for us and we got a voucher to have a new machine. So we're now getting a brand new tumble dryer. Thank goodness it's over. The old one is going. We're getting a new one. And hopefully this one lasts for a little while because it's driving me mad. I need a tumble dryer. I hate line-dried towels and line-dried jeans. They're all crunchy and crispy. The dryer is due on like Bank Holiday Monday. I know, they're delivering on a bank holiday. Absolutely unreal. I couldn't believe it. But I'm very happy to be getting it. And by the time you watch this video, I'll have my dryer. So excited. It's ridiculous how excited I get about appliances. Although now, because I get the extra insurance with all my appliances, I'm paying for an insurance. And I'm not sure if it's the insurance for the tumble dryer or for the washing machine or for the fridge. I don't know what I've got insurance for. So once Curry's open back up again, I'm going to have to ring them and I'm going to have to try and find out what machine I'm paying my insurance for so I can cancel it if it's for the old dryer. And I can actually know what machine is insured. So that would be really helpful to know what I'm paying for. It's been that long since I set up the policy though. I'm not entirely sure what one it's for, like I say. But hey, we'll figure it out in good time. So another thing I've been sorting out is this sticky stuff on the lino. So when they came to put the heating in, they stuck down this protective film to stop the carpets and the lino getting mucky. I told them not to bother in the living room because the lino is that old and falling apart. It really doesn't matter. Plus, they're going to be taking out the fireplace. So even if the lino was perfect, it's going to have a great big hole in it where the hearth used to be. And it really didn't matter. We're going to have to replace it at some point anyway. So I told them not to worry about it, not to bother sticking it down. But they did anyway, because they have to, apparently. Well, I thought, meh, I'm just going to leave it. I'll just leave it stuck on the floor. It really doesn't bother me. But then it slowly started peeling away. And as it slowly started to peel away, it kept leaving these little patches of sticky stuff that were just sort of turning black with the dirt we were traipsing in, the dog hair, just general daily muck. So I started peeling it back, thinking it would be a wonderful, quick job. However, I am not one person who will do one job at a time, complete it and move on. I am the sort of person that does 6 jobs at once. So not only was I working, running Craig to college, to and from college, running Dell home from work, and doing the housework, and trying to do the garden, and everything else I have to try and do in my daily activities. I was trying to peel this sticky floor back. And each time I'd start after work and peel, and then about 2 hours later I got bored, so it just got left. And I'm trying to do a video for you all. So I didn't want to just sort of peel a bit off and clean that away, and then peel a bit more and then clean it away, because it just looked daft on the video. In my head it would look daft on the video. So I thought, well, I'll peel it all off and then I'll clean it. That was a bit daft. So now I've got half a floor covered in sticky plastic stuff and half a floor stuck in dirty, sticky stuff that I can't get up yet. And my brain was like, no, I can't be bothered with it. So it just looks absolutely awful. Awful. But the good news is, by the time you see this video, it will be another video in the bag, edited and ready to rock and roll, because I will finally have the sticky stuff up off the floor and the muck that it's left behind cleared away. Okay, so that's that one. Now the garden. The garden is another project that we are working on, and I have been working on since the start of April. Now that little project is almost complete. I give myself a month for each focus. So every month I focus on a certain thing, and this month it is the front garden. I've still got a few weeks left to get stuff done out there, but I'm very nearly finished. The last bits I've got to do out there are edging driveway areas and cutting out borders, things like that. Now, the bulbs that I want out there can't go in until September. So you're just going to have to use your imagination for that bit when you see the video, because, like I say, I can't put them in until September. I could put them in early, but then there's a chance that they're just going to come up green next year and not have any flowers on them. And I don't want to risk spending all that money and only have them come up green, because when you see the front of my garden, you will understand. It's going to take me somewhere in the region of 1,000 plus daffodil bulbs to do the entire front. Now, I want daffodils, crocuses and tulips all along the front there. So we're looking at the possibility of 3,000 bulbs, assuming that I can sort of cluster them together in a way that stretches them the entire length of the front of my garden. So, yeah, we're looking at about 3,000 bulbs. Now, I don't know realistically how much bulbs are going to cost to get that many bulbs, but I'm expecting it's going to be a little bit pricey. So, it's going to have to wait. I don't want to spend that much money and have them not come up good next year. So they are going to wait until September. Plus, it gives me time to save for those bulbs. And you never know, you might get a little Kerry and Raquel video when she comes down to help me plant the bulbs, because I'm assuming it's a gardening related thing. She'll probably want in on it, which I hope she does, because I hate planting things. And although I'm really enjoying doing the garden like I am, I've got a little project, I've got my desired outcome in mind, and I'm actually quite enjoying this one. So you never know. Perhaps I might just do it on my own, but I'm hoping she comes down and helps with planting bulbs and that sort of thing. So when spring comes round, all those bulbs will come up and I can remember that Kerry helped me plant them all, which would be nice. Now, if you want to watch that video, you're going to get it on the members only page. So members only on my YouTube channel, you'll be able to get access to that gardening video. That will probably be going up in the first few days of May. I'm not sure exactly what day in May yet, but in the first week of May, that is when that gardening video will be going live on the members channel, or the members part of the channel. So do have a look for one of my videos that tells you how to sign up as a member, and then you can see that gardening video. Whether it will be released to the main channel or not, I really can't tell you. I don't genuinely know yet. I suspect it will. And I'm hoping you guys out there are all itching for a new gardening video, because they don't come along very often. So I'm thinking it probably will. But you want to be guaranteed of seeing it, do sign up as that member and do have a look. Because, well, I don't do gardening that often. And it's quite a novelty to see me do gardening. I'm all about the indoors and cleaning. Outside there's bugs, and there's things that bite and sting, and there's plants that bite and sting, and they make you itch, and you get sunburn, or you get too cold, or it's windy and the wind blows in your hair. The wind blows your hair everywhere and it blows into your face, and that's uncomfortable. So realistically, being outside for me, it's a very rare event. And I hate being outside. I hate gardening. So to have a gardening video from me, it's pretty much like gold dust. I did one with Kerry a long while back. Can't remember how long ago exactly it was. Probably a year or so. But that's the last gardening video you got from me. But maybe there's going to be a few more coming up, because we have got many projects to be getting on with our garden. It's about an acre of land. It's kind of at the moment divided up into sort of 3 or 4 areas. So you've got the front garden. Then you've got like this veggie patch, nondescript kind of area with a little shade garden in it. Then you've got the middle part of the garden, which is where we spend most of our time. That's got the pond in it, and we sit, and we've kind of tried to do a patio area, but that didn't work. So now we're going to save up and do a decking area. But that's the main part of the garden. And then at the back of the garden, we've just got this nondescript, we don't use it, attaches to the neighbour's kind of bit of garden. So we don't go in that bit very often. It used to just be where the dog went. But now we've sort of sectioned it off, and we're thinking we're just going to do each section at a time, each project at a time, and slowly move to the most expensive part, which is going to be that back part where the neighbours join onto us, because it's going to need all new fencing going up. It's going to need a lot of work doing to it. At the moment, it basically looks like just a big field. It's a big field, and there is, oh, mind you, the sheds are back there. We do have the sheds in that little bit, that little area. But my shed, we put it up because I was so impatient. I brought it, and the idea was we were going to put it up when we had a week off. And we didn't put it up when I had time off. So we gave up. And in the end, I pestered and pestered so much. We put it up. It was blowing gale. It was freezing cold. We managed to get 90% of it up as best as we could, and then we didn't put the doors on. Well, now, of course, because we live in the windiest part of Lincolnshire ever, it's sort of blown itself off kilter, so it's all wonky now, which means at some point I'm going to have to take it down and re-put it back up and kind of try and sort it out. Hopefully I'll be able to do that. Who knows if I'll get it done or not. It's a project for another time, to be fair. That's probably project number 3 in the garden area, and it might not even get done until next year. Who knows? I'm just trying to get through the projects as quick as I can, and I'm doing them as best as I can. You know, I'm very, very tired. I was gonna say something I shouldn't say then. I'm sick and tired of half doing projects. I want to do them properly and well, and just have everything looking pretty and as exactly how I want it. I'm so tired of doing it half anymore. So yeah, that's a project for another day. What I'm going to do for the rest of today, though, for the rest of this video, is just get my kitchen cleaned. Now, I've been meaning to do a deep clean on this house for so long, but I'm thinking, do you know what? As I go through each room and redecorate, it's getting a deep clean anyway. So each room can just wait its turn for its deep clean and its redecoration. The kitchen is going to be an awful one to get done because we've got to wait for the housing association to come out and take care of the mould problem before we can do anything. There's also a damp issue with the skirting board, so they've got to take care of that. So yeah, there's a lot of work needs doing out here before we can sort anything out. We're also hoping to extend the kitchen to the outside toilet. So behind the cooker at the far end of the kitchen is the outside toilet, obviously past the wall. We don't have a toilet in our kitchen. So yeah, there is the outside toilet there. We're hoping to knock through and extend the kitchen into the outside toilet. Our neighbour has done it, so it is something that we can do. It's just something that needs to get done. And if the housing association don't agree to do it, then it will be something we'll have to do at our own expense. And I'm guessing that's going to be quite costly. But who knows? Again, it's on the list. It's another project. There are so many projects, and I am so looking forward to getting through them and ticking them all off. There is something about having a little chart that you can tick everything off just to make you feel tickety-boo. It really does. And one thing is going to be a dishwasher for this kitchen. I am tired of this. People do the washing up, but they don't do it all, and they leave it on the side, and it just makes me itch. Wash it up, dry it up, put it away, clean the sink down, done. I mean, oh dear. But it does give me so many ideas for videos. While I'm doing all this housework, I get so many ideas for videos for you guys. And I do all the housework, and then I'll sit with a cup of coffee and I'll just scribble notes down. I'll make loads and loads of notes of loads and loads of video ideas, and then I just have to tick them off my list. Now, one of the videos that you have been asking for that I have actually done, you wanted a cooking video and you wanted a pancake trial video. So me and Del did a little cooking video trying pancake suggestions from you guys. So that will be going up at some point. That's probably going to be a Tuesday video. Tuesdays are going to be pretty much like random video days. I do kind of have a schedule in mind for how I'd like the channel to look, but it's going to take time for it to become what I would like it to be. So for now, Tuesdays is going to be Random Video Tuesday. So if you'd like to see any videos, just hit me up with requests. I'm happy to do them if I can get them done. Obviously, there are some video requests that I can't quite do on here, but, you know, let me know your video requests and I'll give them a try and see if I can do them on this channel. But yeah, for now, I'm going to keep cleaning this kitchen. Oh, it's so good to have it cleaned. I do have all my oil burners on. Well, my wax melts, and it smells so good. I've got an orange scent in here at the moment. I'm not a big fan of the orange flavouring, but the orange scent, ooh, yes. I like the orange scents. It's very, very nice. What gets me, though, is the minute I finish this cleaning, I could just start it all over again, because by the time you get to the end, it's all ready for you to begin again. And like I say, I need to do a deep clean. Oh, look, I forgot this. Del came out and helped. I couldn't reach the top window, and I wasn't getting a chair and climbing all over the sides. So he came out and lovingly cleaned the windows for me. I've been trying to clean the windows every time I do the rooms, and I couldn't reach this one, so he did it for me. I am going to get a window cleaner to do the outside for me, though, because, oh, It bugs me. I hate cleaning outside. I just hate being outside. I'm not an outsidey person. But with everything finally clean, all the laundry done, dried, ironed and put away, it is time for me to say cheery bye to you all. I'm going to go grab a coffee, a pen and paper, make some lovely notes, and I will see you all again in the next video. Bye for now.